Ferrari with Man and Safari and cruise the Bahamas with Julia Roberts.
Hi, my name is Monroe Mann of Unstoppable Artists, and this is Before the Big Break. We are here at the Marriott, right across the street from the Nassau Coliseum on another beautiful summer day, because right across the street is the Vans Warped Tour. And in about 2 minutes, we're going to interview one of that tour's hottest bands. Come on. Today's guest is the band Ludo. They've been on Leno, they've been on Kimmel, and now they're on our show. I think Tim and Andrew are right around the corner. Oh, there they are, the men of the hour. Ludo.
Monroe.
Andrew and Tim, thank you guys.
What's happening?
Thanks for taking the time out of this busy tour schedule to meet with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can't wait to hear your story. Let's get started. Thank you. Thank you. But we're big fans of yours, and it's taken a long time to get you guys here and to make this happen through a wonderful mutual friend, Debbie Bordelon. And
Love her.
she's sitting right over here, and we say, whoo, whoo! Thank you, Debbie. You're awesome, because they wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for you.
If I could sell you,
Oh,
Debbie,
we
I
should-
would. I'd make a pretty penny.
In a box.
She's mine, guys.
Well,
Fair enough.
The band Ludo. You guys have in the last year have just blown up and are just amazing. And just saw you on Leno 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And it was the first time I actually saw you guys perform live, quote unquote. I was on a television, but and it was brilliant. And it's really an honor to have you guys here today.
Thanks for having
man.
us.
Thank you very much.
Why are you here today? Just so we can give everybody a context of what's going on.
Why are we here on Warped Tour?
Warped Tour, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're a touring band. We've always been a touring band. We've played hundreds of shows since our inception, and we were lucky enough this year to land more than just a week of Warped Tour. We got the whole second half of it, and so we are touring basically the entire top half of the country, and then the West Coast with Warped Tour for this month, and we're very excited about it.
So when does this end? Because it's basically a show a day until this is over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's 4 days off and 22 days on, and it starts out with 12 days in a row, but it goes all the way till August 17th.
Awesome, wonderful. Love Me Dead, that's brilliant song, and it's just rocking up the screens, rocking up on Leno. I'm a huge fan of the song, and I think it's just funny because you guys are acting throughout the whole thing, and I call it bipolar.
The video, you mean?
The video and even the song, and it's just like I love you, but you're crazy, and blah blah. How did this come about? Is it a personal love experience, or?
It
From
was,
afar.
Yeah. Well, there was a friend of ours, the drummer Matt, had a girlfriend when we first met him who was horrible, and yeah.
She was amazing.
I mean, it was
Amazingly horrible.
Never
it
seen
was
anything like it.
staggering.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to the point where you're not even annoyed by her anymore. You're just fascinated.
Just watching. Curious what she's going to do next.
Does she know that this song is written about her?
She doesn't know by
I
now.
don't
She'll probably
care,
find out.
really.
Well,
Yeah.
but that was it. I mean, it was
But
watching.
yeah, you're watching, and he just kept going back for more. He kept dipping his soup bowl back in. It wasn't soup. It was something else. But he kept eating it.
Oh, I'm glad that he met her, because it's resulted in quite a masterpiece.
And I think more people than you would guess identify with
Yeah.
that feeling. Which
Dude,
is
I hate my
terrifying.
girlfriend.
Kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah, people say that. My boyfriend does that to me all the time. That's great.
Do you guys have girlfriends right now?
Yes, indeed.
Are they here with you on tour?
No.
Not yet. So this is actually our first time in a bus. So
Do you travel on the Warped Tour with just your band, or is it like 15 bands? You guys are all just partying along on the bus, or is it you get a private tour bus for every?
Well, some bands share a bus. We actually ended up, by some weird stroke of luck, having our own bus.
Because you guys are awesome.
That's why it
Fortunate,
is.
that's
It's
for
because
sure.
we're awesome. No, but
the
no,
tour is a caravan. Though.
the tour
I mean,
caravans. There's
yeah.
like well over 100 buses that just travel together from city to city. So
Wow. And you're all traveling literally together in a convoy.
Everybody leaves at the same time. Like
That is cool. That is very cool. So it's a big event. People know that the Warped Tour is coming through. Is actual advertising on the sides of these vehicles?
No, I think they try to be a little more
Discreet about it.
subtle, but I mean,
It's hard to be subtle with all those trucks and.
you can definitely. I mean, if you're aware of the Warped Tour and you see 100, 200
Right.
buses go by, you're pretty aware that.
Or very big fans.
Right. Exactly.
Love Me Dead, and this is, in my opinion, is the point where, boom, that everything changed for you, and I could be wrong. You think that was the one that really put you on the map in your eyes, in the public's eyes?
Well, I mean, I would say so, but it's not simply because of the merits of that song as compared to other people's songs or as compared to other songs of ours. We thought it would be the best fit for a first single for the label to push, and that's what they're pushing. And when a major label pushes, and the song, that's going to be the song that people know. So.
Well, we have nothing else to compare it with yet because we haven't even started on a second single.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to get another single or two, hopefully, down and just compare how everything reacts.
Once they chose that song, did the record label put you back in the studio to re-record the whole thing, or did they use the version that you had already recorded?
No, I mean we recorded that album with Island Def Jam. We got signed with Island Records, and then we went into the studio.
So you got signed not because of Love Me Dead. They didn't know that song at the time. That was a new song that you guys had put together for this.
We did not put that out yet. We got signed because of we got label interest from our live show
Right. And fan base.
And our touring and all that stuff, and then eventually enough labels came out to enough showcases that.
Right. Yeah, we had built stuff up to a point where there were a lot of kids coming, and the labels didn't necessarily understand why, but they were interested, obviously.
Sure.
So, and that's also kind of given us a lot of license since being signed with things like Love Me Dead, which, it's funny now because people talk about, wow, what a great song and what a great first single and whatever, but we had to fight for it to be a first single because it weirded people out at first.
Really?
You know what I mean?
The time period, how long would you say it took you from the day that you guys became a band to the day that you finally got signed to Island Records and wow, we're legitimately, boom, we have made it?
Well, I mean, we decided to call the band that we were trying to find people for Ludo the summer of 2000, I want to say, 2000. And then, we didn't actually we didn't actually hit the road and just start doing it for real until January of 2003, and then we had our full band by the end of June 2003. And we made our first record and hit the road and have been touring ever since. And there's a very long period of nobody caring at all.
Yeah.
In fact, some people kicking you in the face as they don't care. So
Tell us, because people watching this are in a situation you were in 5 years ago going, I should just give up. Why am I wasting my time with this stupid industry? Right. No one cares. No one's checking my MySpace page. No one's downloading songs. I've just played for 2 people. Can you relate?
I mean,
that's all we did.
Yeah, that's basically what we built our band on. I mean, you just get out there and you have to just challenge yourself to only continue to create output. Just put out energy, put out effort, put out music, put out shows, put out songs, and don't expect there to be anything coming back.
Right.
Don't expect it to come back. It's not going to come back. And the only thing that's going to sustain you is the absurd belief that you're going to persevere. Now, when you start to live and die by what happens on a daily basis, that you're just going to die because nothing happens on a daily basis. And you just have to keep going, and you have to constantly strive to have all engines firing and be working on every aspect of your band at all times. And I don't know, because there was a deafening silence in response to our band for so long that eventually started to become like a little bit of a rustle, and eventually, after a while though, on our own, we were able to build it to the point where it was unmanageable for us. We were able to build it to the point where we were filling the big room in our hometown, and then also filling smaller rooms in several other cities throughout the Midwest. and
Couldn't do it on our own.
we couldn't do it on our own. And you got to the point where, you know, fill your britches before you buy a new pair. A lot of people are just like, man, we need a manager, we need a record label. It's like, no, you need to work until your fingers are bleeding.
Yeah.
And you can't possibly have any more time, get anything else done during the day. There aren't enough hours in the day, and you're exhausted and dying. And then you add one other thing that alleviates some pressure. And then you fill that until it's gonna burst, and then you do something else that's gonna alleviate some pressure.
By the time we actually made our second record, which was really an EP, Broken Bride, that's kind of where we had come. It had gotten to a point of like, if we have to do, you know, all of the songwriting and the recording and, you know, helping produce the record and, you know, figuring out how to pay for all that stuff and stuff all the envelopes full of CDs to mail to kids, all
And
those
the
things at
accounting
once,
and
there was no time left to like practice or write or try to play, you know.
yeah,
It was
there
all
was a
work.
long period where we were a record label and a booking agency and a
Our own
merch
managers
company
and our own accountants and our
yeah,
own,
and then like a tiny sliver of the day we were a band.
yeah.
And you know,
So what kept you going during this very difficult time where I'm in show business, we're all in show business, and I think about, is it really worth it? Maybe I should just give up. Why? How did you keep going through that? Did you feel that? Did you ever think, oh, maybe this isn't worth pursuing?
no, because there's you create this external locus that you just put up and way above you, and you just delude yourself that it at all times must be climbed toward, and you know, and then everything else you just dig deep and suck it up, and you tell each other to suck it up, and you help people when they're slipping, but
Well, maybe we wanted to, you know, keeping with the Broken Bride example, like that was the record that we wanted to make. We were glad we had it, and we wanted to get it to people, enough people so that they could decide for themselves whether they like it or not. Like we never cared, even when starting, we never cared if people liked us or not so much that they had the opportunity to decide whether they liked us or
Right.
not, you know what I mean? And we would always rather people were totally disgusted with our band than just have no opinion whatsoever.
Right.
You know?
And the thing is, though, that external locus isn't like, oh, we got signed, or oh, we sold 1 million records, yay, we're important. It was way more about that external locus is the fact that we believe in the music that we're making. We
Right.
believe in making it so that everyone has the opportunity to either say, I love your band, or get that crap out of my face. And just making it so that we're constantly pushing toward reaching that, you know, unimaginably huge number of people to make that decision.
I wanna go on safari with Man and Safari and cruise the Bahamas with Julia Roberts, go romping around with Christina and Brittany and go to the beach with Christina Ricci. The Hollywood girls are on my mind. I want them all to stand in line. I want them all to shake our hands. I want them all to be crazy morning fans. I want to tour Italy with Angelina Jolie and go backpacking with Anna Paquin. Ride my moped with Jennifer Lopez and go to the movies with Cameron Diaz. Run in the fields with Jessica Biel. I want to hang night